If this deep backstroke, again, is not good for you, make the movement smaller and pause and rotate the other direction. And inhale, balancing if you can. Exhale. Maybe if you're not able to balance, just give it a little bit of a try. You can come into it and come right back down.
Make it routine.
You gonna join us, Winnie? Okay. All right. So, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on your day. Let's start standing on your mat. Make fists and taking the fingers out and in. So unwrapping the fists one direction and then rolling it back in the next. And squeezing gently with your fists. Each time, don't squeeze too tightly. These are warm-ups, dynamic movements with your body to get the synovial fluid moving in your joints and to warm up the muscles so that you can stretch them in a yoga workout. So a little bit of a grip, but not too much. And a little bit of a stretch on the fingers also feels good. And we're going to warm up. We're going to make these movements until you feel the muscles getting warmer and any stiffness in the joints might begin to dissipate. This always works for me to get rid of stiffness that I wake up with, or if I've been sedentary for too long in my day, if I've been at my computer too long, doing some warm-ups tends to make that feel better. A few more, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And shake that out. All right. Let's put our hands on our hips for helping with balance and stretching the toes out and then rolling those into and scrunching and stretching and scrunching. Stretching the toes, spreading the toes apart, scrunching back together. Again, not too tightly. You might end up with a cramp. Stretching and scrunching and stretching and scrunching. A couple of more on this foot. And stretch and scrunch. And one more. Scrunch. And then the other foot. Stretching the toes, separating the toes, rolling them back in and scrunching. Stretching and scrunching. If you do it too tightly, like I said, you might end up cramping the foot, especially at the beginning of the day. So don't stretch too far. Don't scrunch too tightly. Stretching and scrunching. Warming up your toes, warming up the feet. And stretch and scrunch. A few more times. Stretch and scrunch and stretch. Scrunch. And one more. All right. That's awesome. Some ankle rolls. Take your foot to the ball of the foot. Place the weight there and rolling the ankle as you change where your weight is on the balls of the foot. And a few more. Now let's let that roll over the tops of the toes. And roll over the tops of the toes. Go both directions. A little bit of pressure on the tops of your toes. All right, and let's move to the other foot. And weight on the balls of the foot and rolling the ankle. Let's get our ankles warmed up. All of our weight is on our feet right now. And now roll over the tops of the toes gently and go both directions. Some gentle pressure there. Again, do what's good for you. This doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. All right. And then back to your four corners of your feet. The four corners being the outside edges of the balls of your feet and the outside edges of the back of your heel. Hands to the front and make some fists. Let's do some motorcycle revs together, like you're revving a motorcycle. So flexing at the wrist. Like, you know. Like we did when we were kids, maybe. All right. And now alternate the movement. One up, one down. I guess I did when I was a kid. Warming up the wrists. And a few more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, place your fingers like you are grasping the tops of a jar, the lids of a jar. And we're going to twist outward and back inward, just like you're twisting that lid of a jar. One hand is going unloose or loosening the jar, and the other is tightening the jar. There we go. And do that only as quickly as works for you. You can feel that work all the way back to your shoulders. This is a really good way to maintain the use of your hands for your entire life. And your wrists. All right, now let's bring one in as the other one's out, and let's alternate that movement. So we're not just warming up your body, we're also warming up the brain. These alternating movements are a really good way to help you warm up the brain to align the left and right hemispheres of your brain. It's really good for you. A few more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake out the arms a little bit. All right. Arms out to the side, gentle fists and inward pumps, rotating the elbow. Let your shoulders release downward. Careful that they're not hiking up on you. You want to let them stay down. Now, pause it, bring one out, and let's do that in an alternating fashion. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now the other direction, both hands in, and pump the fists towards you the other direction. Rotating the elbows. And I know you probably can feel that. All through the arms, all the way up to the shoulder. Pause. Take one out when one fist is in. And alternate the movements. Again, only do what's good for you. And only do as many as you need to feel warm. If it starts to feel bad or painful in any way, stop that movement. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. All right, let's continue on with the shoulders. Backstroke. alternating the movements. Let's start with alternating movements this time. Now, if this deep backstroke, again, is not good for you, make the movement smaller. Some of you are muscle bound. I know you are. You've got a lot of muscles built in your shoulders, and that just might be too much to try to get a deep backstroke. So just make it a smaller movement, and you can go slower. What feels good to warm up? I like the deep backstroke. I'm going to continue on with that. And are you breathing? We're loosening up the shoulders now. That's opening up the muscles of the rib cage. Nice, deep breaths probably will feel good right now, unless you're working too hard. If you're overdoing it, your breathing might be labored. In that case, you need to stop, rest, and start again more slowly. But if it feels good, some nice deep breaths right now. And let's do 5 more this way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then freestyle swimming stroke, forward rotations. Again, if that's too deep of a stretch for you, make it smaller. If that's too fast, slow it down. All right. And warming up the shoulders, the muscles around the ribs, the obliques around your waist. The latissimus dorsi warming up too. So many muscles warming up in this movement. A few more. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let the arm down. We're going to do a few more, rolling the shoulders together if that works for you. If you're done with that, stop and rest for a moment. But together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now reverse, forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's take a sun breath right here. Arms out, palms up. Breathe in and exhale out through the mouth or nose. One more. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the nose or mouth. Whatever's best for you on that one. All right. Take a wide stance on your mat. And placing your hands, let's turn them if it feels okay, inward. So the thumb and forefinger towards you. If it's not, just keep the hands on the thighs, whatever direction is best. Okay? And only squat as deeply as is comfortable. So if it feels good to take a deeper stance, great. If not, back it off and stay up here. Taking the chest forward, inhale, look up gently, lengthen the tail from the crown, just a little bit forward. Now tuck the tail and round the low spine and let the head come down, drawing the belly button towards the spine, releasing the shoulders. Just a little bit of a curve of the back. Inhale, chest forward, tail goes back, look up gently, and exhaling, tail tucks under, and letting the head come down. Now this is a supported standing cat-cow. If you've watched my safety videos, let's pick up the pace now. You'll know that I say cat-cow is one of the two moves where you can tuck the tail. And we use this dynamically in a warm-up. So cow and cat. That cat is that humped up spine like cats do when they're irritated or scared, right? Make these small cat-cows. This is warming up. This is not a deep stretch. Adjusting the hands where good support is needed. Pay attention to your feet. Make sure you're not scrunching your toes for support. Get your weight on the balls of the feet and on the heel. And stop anytime you need to. Warming up the spine. And I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. And then back to that neutral long spine. And use the quads to lift you back up. Let's scoot the feet back in a little bit. And shake that off a little bit. Yoga shake. Let's take this down to the hips. Bring one knee up, then the other. And alternate knee lifts. Warming up the hip joints. And breathing. Bring the knees out to the side as you lift, not this way, not in front, tucking the spine. You're going to keep that spine long and keep the knees out to the side. You can keep the ankle flexed, foot flexed, or you can point the toes. I like to do a little bit of both so that I'm flexing the ankle both directions. Now we're going to add a twist to it, keeping the spine long. Bring the opposite hand over to touch the opposite knee. And you can look that direction. Again, only do as many reps as is good for you. Pause and rest as you need to. This is a warm-up. This is not your workout. All right? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Walk the feet back in. Shake that out a little bit. Wag your tail. Okay. So find balance on one foot. And if you're new to balancing on one foot, touch the toe down. Let's level the hips. And soft knee on your balancing leg, not hyperextended back. Nice and soft. We're going to rotate that ankle. Now, if the balance isn't working for you, you can keep the toe down and continue to rotate the ankle that way. Let's rotate with the toes moving inward. And I'm going to add my wrist. That's up to you. Okay, that's an add-on. Okay, and pause and rotate the other direction. right? And bring that foot down. Let's find the four corners of both feet again. And then take the weight to the other foot. And again, either come to the tippy toe, the big toe, or lift the foot off the floor, level the hips, and then rotate that ankle one direction. Add in the wrists if that's good for you. And slow it down, and then the other direction. So warming up and working on your balance every day. And 3, 2, 1, and bring that foot back down. Take another breath. And bring the arms out, T-stretch. One palm up, the other one turned down. And you're going to look in the direction of the upward facing palm. And then rotate the hands, the other one up, the other one down, and look in that direction. And then repeat, alternating which hand is up and which hand is down as you look at the upward palm. A gentle twist on the spine. And different movement of the shoulders. Connecting to the collarbone. Few more. And 3, 2, 1. And looking back to the front, bring your arms down. We're going to use that T-stretch again as we balance on the balls of our feet. So bring your arms up and come out into the T-stretch as you lift the heels off the floor and balance on the balls of your feet. And your toes help you balance, but your weight is on the balls of your feet. And then bring that back down. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you can just come into the T-stretch. On the inhale and exhale, arms back down, bend your knees just a little bit. All right, those that want to balance, let's go. Balancing up on the balls of the foot. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, breathe in through the nose. And exhale. We're going to exhale through the nose now too. And inhale. Fill up the lungs. Exhale. Bring the hands back down. And inhale. Balancing if you can. Exhale. Maybe if you're not able to balance, just give it a little bit of a try. You can come into it and come right back down. You don't have to hold the T-stretch that long. Let's do some quicker ones. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bend the knees a little. Inhale and exhale. Bending the knees takes the stress off that lower spine. Inhale and exhale. Hold it only as long as you want to. You don't have to be timed with me. Inhale and exhale. One more. Hold it as long as you want. And exhale. That was really good. All right. Let's close with the catcher stance. Let your feet be wide. Take your feet wide. Toes angled outward at about a 45-degree angle. And let gravity draw that tail, that sacrum, towards the floor. Rest your hands on your thighs, either fingers inward or backward. And lengthen the spine. Widen the feet as much as is good for you. If it feels good, take your forearms to your thighs. Press into the thighs. Widen the shoulders away from each other. Letting the spine lengthen, feeling the vertebrae open up a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling. Let your toes be loose. The weight on the four corners of your feet. One more breath. And breathe in. And exhale. Let your quads lift you back up and toe and heel inward. Bring you back to standing. So I hope that was good for you today. Hope you feel a little warmer, a little looser, a little better. Let's take one sun breath inhale. Bring the palms together. Exhale, draw the palms down in front of the chest. And namaste. See you in my next practice. Yoga safety videos up here somewhere. Watch them.